So on the last page of Friedman's argument, it begins with this big blue box where it says summary points. And it should really draw your attention to it because, well, it's a big blue box. Anytime there's color, there's a font change, anything like that, the author wants to draw your attention. So we have this big blue box and it's called summary points, which is exactly what it says. It's a summary of the main points of her argument. What's great about this is that it's great support for her argument. It reinforces what it is she was saying. It reminds her audience right before the very end what her argument was about. It kind of connects the dots. Some of what she has in the summary points is more plainly spoken, more plainly said in the summary points box than in the actual paragraphs. Additionally, if she wanted to give all this information in a paragraph, because these points are disjointed because they're from different parts of her argument, it would be really difficult to put that all into one paragraph without it sounding odd. And so this is a really great, easy way for her to give us all this information without putting together an awkward paragraph. Now, the last paragraph she gives here is completely pathos. She talks about things being, kidneys being covertly transplanted. So the word covert has the connotations of, the sort of dastardly things going on behind closed doors. And then in third world countries, from indigent donors into wealthy recipients. Again, we get the, the inequity going on here. Bringing these activities out of the closet, that phrase, out of the closet, again, something that was being hidden. By introducing governmental supervision funding, will provide equity for the poor. Here we go. Again, she's bringing this out. She's hitting it hard. Provide equity for the poor who will get equal access to such transplants. So again, this fairness that will be brought about. It is appropriate that living donors, indigent or wealthy, again, hitting that disparity there, share in the tangible benefits of their ethical concern for others. And she ends with this really, really hard-hitting sentence. Not doing so, effectively restricting the disadvantaged, is unreasonably disingenuous. And that really is pointed at her audience. And so she's saying to them that if we don't do this, if we don't help this to happen, which means we will be restricting the disadvantaged if we don't help this to happen, that we are the ones who are being unreasonably disingenuous. So it's really hitting hard at the very end. So we have all of that going on. Then we have this information here, more about Amy L. Friedman. That's what the ALF is, obviously not ALF. Talking about the fact that not only the information we had before, but that she's a transplant surgeon, we have that's 15 years experience. But we also find out that she has 3 relatives with kidney failure, 2 of whom received kidney transplants, and has 1 relative who served as a live donor. So we now know that she has experience in this field from a personal level. She's experienced it both from the recipient and the donor perspective from in her own family. Then they also have here that there's some competing interests, that she's paid for transplanting organs from live donors. So they're saying, look, there might be a slight conflict of interest here. I'm not sure how much this is going to affect how her audience would view it, if that would ruin any of her credibility, her ethos. Most likely not, because of the way she's presented the argument, but it could be. And here, some of her audience might think that she's too emotionally attached to this subject matter to be objective because of her personal experiences. So some people might find this as a detriment. Others might find this as a positive attribute, as I said before, because she actually can view this topic from not only that professional standpoint as the surgeon, but from a personal standpoint as well. The last thing to note on this page is to take a look at her sources. Remember that this article was published in 2006. So when you're looking to see if her sources are recent, are relevant, are up to date, it needs to be compared to not today, but to 2006 when it was published. Also take a look to see how credible her sources are. What publications is she referencing? That's something else you want to think about, because this is what's supporting her argument. So take a look through here and see what you think of her sources, and you can discuss that as well. Well, that's everything. If you ever have any questions, make sure you let me know.